Good afternoon to everyone. My name is Jasmina and I come from Administrative School of Zagreb. Today my colleague Marina and I will tell you something about our experiences with CRISS project in secondary and in primary schools. First, we will tell you something about Croatian educational system. Then we'll talk about our experiences. We will tell you about examples of good practice. We will tell you something about Magellan program, about challenges we faced during the project, and at the end what we learned from CRISS. Croatian educational system has 3 levels. We have primary schools that last 8 years. First 4 grades have a home teacher, and he or she teaches all subjects. And second 4 grades have subject teachers. As for secondary education, we have grammar schools that lasts 4 years and vocational schools that last 3 or 4 years. As for administrative school, where I work, it lasts 4 years. 6 teachers and 135 students were involved in Project CRISS, and all of us 6 teachers worked together on scenarios. We were like a big team. Out of 135 registered students, 133 got certificate for the minimum of 1 sub-competence. What we find as a great success is that out of those 133 students, 43 of them got full certificate of all digital competences. Also, we did all 10 scenarios in 1 school year, and it was very exhausting. We did those scenarios from October 2018 till June 2019. We worked on scenarios at least once a week, and it looked like I explained scenarios, tasks, activities to my students. We went through tools, how to use it, and mostly they were doing tasks at home because we didn't have time in class. Also, my students liked scenarios. They didn't have any difficulties working with tasks and solving activities. And I, as a teacher, also find scenarios interesting and useful. Especially some scenarios which I could include in my curriculum, such as My Internet, which was also a big hit among my students, and tips how to become a digital citizenship, on which I worked with my colleague that teaches law subjects. Students like collaborating on different tasks. They were solving problems using Google Disk, tools like Canva, Padlet. Also, they were using their mobile phones for making digital materials like videos, audio files, taking pictures, and using those materials to do something, to solve activities. What I find useful from this project as a big output was that my students learned how to seek information on the internet and how to evaluate that information. How is it relevant or not, and how to use it to solve problems. Today, information is is a resource, and I think students need to learn how to use it. These are some examples of students' work, and also I would like to say a few words about the platform. It was very intuitive and easy to use, and my students and my colleagues didn't have any difficulties working on it. The part of the platform that I find very useful was the evaluation part. As you are all teachers, you know that evaluation is quite a complex process. And rubrics there helped me to evaluate my students better. And also, it was clear for me, and more importantly for them, what we are evaluating. We also did the Magellan. We tried that program. Magellan is a platform that that it is for mixed reality experiences, and it's based on geolocation. So students can make the geolocated presentations. I was a bit scared that my students won't understand everything, because Magellan is not really the simplest program that students can work in, but they liked it actually very much, and they handle everything. The point was to make a room where you can move from one place to another. And in PowerPoint they made a floor plan, then they saved it as a picture, uploaded it in Magellan. They put two pins in two rooms. They made pictures, 360 pictures using Google Street Viewer, and they uploaded in the Magellan, and then they connected all the entities and objects, and then they could move from one room to another, and it was quite interesting for them. After we did this, they were eager to use the Magellan even more. Of course, we had some challenges during the project. The biggest challenge I find, and my colleagues, that it was very time-consuming. But as it was a pilot project, and as I think that it probably isn't meant for 10 scenarios to be passed in 1 year, that could be solved, as speakers before said, during more time, because teachers need more time. That's all from me, and now my colleague Marina will continue.
Hello everyone, my name is Marina and I'm math teacher from Zagreb. I work in primary school. I've been teacher for 19 years. 6 teachers took part in the project, and we work on the platform with the 4th, 7th and 8th grade students from October last year until June this year. 170 students registered on platform, and 138 students got a certification for at least one sub-competence. This work with 7th, okay. With the 7th grade students, I used portability, mind maps, Google Drive, open mail, create presentations, videos, posters, and they really liked it. With the 8th grade students, I was a bit more complex. A change was to find a suitable scenario, so I adopted the Oliver Twist scenario, history scenario, and I create the Pythagoras theorem scenario, maths theorem, maths scenario. In the end, my students made a movie about their work, and you see it here. Yeah. Out, okay, at the conference. This work for my students. Okay. The great test challenge for me with the 4th grade students. This project was the first time they work on computers, because in Croatia students take computer science subject in the 5th grade for the first time. Because on that they worked on simple and basic things. How open mail, Google Drive, put picture on the platform, create presentation, and posters. For an example, the presentation doesn't have to be in PowerPoint. They also did the Magellan testing this year. They are now 5th grade. They did the first level on difficulty, and they really loved Magellan program. As one on them said, we are like real programmers now. They even asked teacher, computer science teacher, if they could work in the program. She said, no, I don't work in the program. These were my students. Oh, sorry. Work on this project, this platform, was a great experience for me. I'm very, very proud of my students, and I'm so happy when I hear my students say that they miss working on the CRISS platform.
And what we learned after the project, we think that it would be a good opportunity for teachers to make their own scenarios. Because of the workload and time-consuming, project was time-consuming, we think that acquiring digital competences should be through whole primary and secondary school, and not just because of workload and because of students in primary schools and secondary schools, they don't have the same knowledge, and I think it's not possible for 4th graders to acquire the same digital competence as a student in secondary school. Also, we think there should be possibility for teachers to select indicators for certain tasks or scenarios, and of course, again, more time to work on the platform. That's all from us, and thank you for your attention.